You guys all know how I feel about the live action remakes. I mean, they are just the absolute bane of creativity, and they destroy my faith in humanity. Lilo and Stitch was the latest offender of that sin. So do forgive me for not being enthused by the fact that they were remaking another Chris Sanders classic. And yet, amazingly, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but this live action remake was not only good, it absolutely lights Lilo and Stitch on fire and snorts the ash. I think what really makes this remake special is because, one, they get Dean Dubo back as the director, and that really makes the movie feel like it understands the original, and it's not just copying scenes word for word, shot for shot, but it does feel like it's taking its time to let you immerse yourself in the world and get to know these characters and their relationships. And that's really what How to Train Your Dragon was all about. It's what Chris Sanders did amazingly. Relationships between these larger-than-life characters. And that leads me to the main relationship. Hiccup and Toothless are really good in this movie. These two have such good chemistry, almost equivalent to the animated original. Well, that has to do with the fact that Mason Thames, who you'll recognise from Black Phone, although the guy has shot up considerably, he is really good as Hiccup. Now, at first, when he did the narration in the beginning of the movie, I thought he was just doing an impression of Jay Baruchel. Quickly, he does come into his own. Same can't be said for Astrid, played by Nico Parker, who I always thought was a bit of an odd casting choice because she just doesn't look like a warrior. She just looks too short and weedy, and much like Zendaya in the Dune movies, she just looks too clean in this Viking society. It's good seeing Gerard Butler back as Stoic, but I just get the feeling that he's more cartoonish, ironically, in this live-action remake, and a bit too emotional at times. Like, Stoic in the original was this ultra-masculine figure. The only soft parts that we saw of him were behind closed doors, but in this I feel like Gerard Butler shows a bit too many cracks when he's addressing his people, and it just doesn't have the awe that Stoic had in the original. The four friends are just kind of there, they were in the original, and they're pretty much the same, although I will say, the actors playing them, they really do great impressions of the original characters. And of course Nick Frost, he was great. The visuals are actually surprisingly quite good. Unlike Lilo and Stitch when I was watching the original animated How to Train Your Dragon, even though I do really enjoy it, there was a part of me that was thinking maybe this could lend itself to live action. Brought to life through outlandish costumes and sets, and you do actually get that here. And those flying sequences are great as they were in the original. And Toothless himself is not just adorable, but he looks really good. The CGI on him, I can almost touch that thing. Now, is this movie better than the original? I wouldn't say so. I don't think it's going to have as much cultural status as the animated movie did. But I have to say, if I was a kid and I had not seen the original How to Train Your Dragon, if this was my first go, I would say this was pretty solid. It does follow the story, but it gives you time to breathe. It's not just recapping the events, like, very robotically. And it also doesn't have that transgression where it's changing things in a desperate attempt to look different, so it completely misses the point of the original. It's